Today's we'll be discussing LeetCode problem 531 lonely pixel. This is a medium problem, so let's get into the problem. So what it says, given an MXN picture consisting of a black B and white W pixels. Return the number of a black lonely pixel, and a black lonely pixel is a character B that located at a specific positions where the same row and the same column doesn't have any number of black pixels. So B is a black pixel in this example and W is the white pixel. So what it says, so if we are looking for a B as a black pixel, so that should not be repeated in this row as well as in the column. If it is not repeating, simply we have to add the count. And if we take it the first row, so B, we have a B on the second positions, right? Second index. It's not repeating on 0th and 1. Similarly, we have to check the column 0 and 1. So it's also not repeating because we have W on first and second position. So in the first row, count is 1. Similarly, in the second row, again it's not repeating because in the left and right side is a W, and the top and bottom also the W, which is a white lonely pixel. Similarly, for the third row, where we have the first 0th index, which has white pixels, and similarly on the right side we don't have any white pixel repeating, and similarly we have on the top also it's not repeating. So the total count is 3, as they have mentioned in the output. So if we explain it on the chart, so what we are trying to do is, so this is white pixels in our case. So this is white pixels. So it should not repeat in the column as well as in the row. So in that case we don't have any white pixels, so just we added 1 as a count plus. When we move to the next row, right, so again we found 1B as a white pixel, so we again will check on the same column. So in the columns we don't have it, so and the similarly in the row also we don't have any white pixel repeating. So again I have added 1. Similarly, like I will check for the next index, I found 1 white pixels. First I will check in my columns, we don't have any white pixels repeating, and the same in the row also it's not repeating. So again it's a 1, total it's a 3. So 3 is a output in our case. So how we will be implementing in code, and I will right, but it's repeating on the same row as well as in the column, in the row as well as in the column. If we pick this one, right, so again it's repeating because in the first index itself repeating, and similarly in the row, in the column also it's repeating. And if we move to the next row, if we pick this one, it's repeating on the same row. So the count is 0 for here. Okay, so now how we will be doing it in the programming. So let's dig deeper in the algo part. So I will index, right, of the size m cross n, right. So let me jump into the problem. So what it says, so we have m cross n pictures they have given, right. So consider black is B and white is W pixels, right. So we need to return the count of such black cells that are located in a row and column with no other black cells. That's what I said, right. So essentially, like we need to have the count of black cell in each row and the column. So okay, so we have m row and n column. So hence, like we need to array row counts of size m to store the count of black cell, as well as we have to maintain a column count for size n to store the count of columns. So we can do this by iterating over the cells in the matrix, and for each black cell 8x and y we will increase the count at row count as well as column count by 1. So then we can just iterate over the cell once again for each cells. For x and y we will check if the count array row count and array like column count is 1, then or not. If it is, then we will increment the count of answer by 1, and the same answer we will return as a result. Find out the black pixel. So in first row, right? So this is a black pixel which count is 1. So only if we have one black pixel in this row. So simply I increase in the column section. And again, like I will find out the next, I will check in the next row if we have any black pixel. So I found 1, so again I have incremented it. In this row also I will check 1. Here also like we'll check, we have 1. Simply is here also check, we have 1. So the condition is, so as I said, like we have to create a call array, and similarly we have to create a row arrays. So row arrays, these, like if you found any black pixel, so simply it will increment by 1, and same for row as well. Okay, so after incrementing the values, again we have to iterate the same loop to check those values for the pictures they have provided it. And we will check like wherever we have 1 count for row and column, simply we will increment the answer, and the same answer will return it. So there we have to check 3 conditions. So what are these 3 conditions? The first conditions, we have to check picture I and j should contain white pixel, and row count of I should have 1 count. If it is a more than 1 count, so simply like we'll see, we'll get to know like this is repeating in somewhere on the same row. So in that case we don't need to increment the result. And the third condition is same for column count for j. If it is 1, then we will increment the result by +1, and the same result will return it. Okay, as I said, like we need to create 2 arrays, right, to increase the count. First we need to find out the length, how we have to iterate, right, m cross n. So first we will take m length same for this is for row, okay, and n for column. Picture 0 dot, and this is for column. Okay, so next thing, like we have array stores for pixel. So we need to create 2 row count for m length, similarly is for call count for n length. Okay, so first we have to iterate and we have to store all the row and column count in a row count array and column count array. So I will be iterating first for my row 0 to n and same for column. Okay, and we will check the condition. If we found the white pixel, then only we have to increase the count of row and column array. So what we are checking, pictures I cross j. If we found b, then we'll increase row count plus same for call count. Okay, so we are done with the counting part. Now we have to find out the answer, because we'll check row and column values, like it should contain only one count. If it is a more than one count, so in that case we have to skip that row. Okay, again we'll iterate the same loop. So instead of writing again, I'm just copying the same loop. Okay, so here what we have to write, we have to write three conditions. The first condition, we have to check pictures j should contain b and row count should be 1 as well. Column count also should be 1. If the condition matches, then we have to store the count, and the same count we have to return. Okay, so as I said, like in the first iterations we have to count all the values, and the second iterations we have to count the answer. So there are three conditions. First we have to check the picture should contain white pixel, and row and column count array should contain one count. If it is a more than, simply we have to skip it and we have to move to the next row. Run this problem. Let's see if all the test cases are passed. Okay, it passes all the conditions. Let's submit this puzzle. Okay, so we made one small mistake. So let's correct it. It will start it from m to n. Okay, now it's fine. Okay, it's running fine. Guys, if you have any doubt, please comment in the comment sections, and thanks for watching this video. Please like and subscribe my channel. Thank you guys. Bye bye.